Okay, this video is going to be going over part B of the SkyView free response question. And we have our 2D array initialized already in the constructor. That was part A, so we can assume that that works. And then this one's going to return the average of the values in between like a certain box or rectangle in the 2D array. So for this example, they pass in like a starting row and an ending row. So here it goes from row 1 to row 2, and the columns go from 0 to 1. So it goes from 0 to 1. So we have to take this box, right, loop through the rows and columns that they want, which will be a rectangle, add them all up, and then do the average. So we also really kind of have to count how many different numbers we have added together. So that's basically it. One thing I kind of thought about on this one, like when I first looked at it, I was like, do I got to worry that I'm going to go outside the box, like I'm going to run past, like we'll get an index that'll go out of bounds. But they tell you in the heading of this get average, that the starting row will always be greater than or equal to 0, less than or equal to the ending row, and that'll be less than or equal to the length, meaning we won't run past, right? And we won't be negative, so we won't have any problems there. So same thing for the starting and ending columns, right? Remember, this is number of rows, view.length, and view take a position.length, that's the number of columns, right? So that's it. So we just got to do a two nested loop, two loops, one through the rows, one through the columns, and they give you the starting and ending positions. Okay, so I'm going to make a couple of variables to start off with. So I'm going to do the sum because I've got to add up the different spots in the rows and columns that we want. And I'm also going to do a num values that starts at 0. So how many things are in the sum? All right, I'm going to make them both doubles just because I want to return a double here. And so I'm worried that, that'll get that integer truncation. So I'm not going to use ints, I'm going to use doubles. Right? And by the way, this is the heading they give you, and you just have to fill in the code. So I'm doing it in Eclipse, but certainly you could just write it out also. Okay, so my two loops, I'm going to loop through the rows on the outside, and they give us the starting row, which is nice. And then I want to go less than or equal to the end row plus row. And so that's a little bit goofy there. Like, I know I want to start here, but I do want to go less than or equal to. So if I go back to the description and maybe actually the example, so I want to go row 1 to 2. So I want to start at the start row and then go less than or equal to, because if I just did less than, I would never hit this second row here. Right, and same thing for the column. So you have to start here and go less than or equal to that column number that's passed in. Okay, so in my code, I'm going to do for int column equals start column. C is less than or equal to the end column. And I just do plus column each time. I messed this up. This should have been a semicolon there. Okay, and all I want to do then is add that spot. Sorry, I keep messing this up. But now I want to add it to my sum. So I'm going to do the sum plus equal. So add to the sum the position that I'm at. So remember, the name of our 2D array is way up here at the top. It's called view, and we initialize it in the constructor. So I'm going to access that, basically do this. I could actually just copy and paste this. So I'm going to access that spot, that row column spot, and add it to my sum. And then I also have to do plus num values because I have another number in my sum. Right? So I'll know exactly how many things I put into my sum because I'll track it here. And then I just have to return the division of that. So the sum divided by the number of values. Because I use doubles, I don't got to worry about integer truncation, and that's it. Okay, so again, I encourage you to do all the parts here because I'm guessing there's a point for the row heading, the column heading maybe. I'm not even sure what the other points are, but make sure you try everything you know. So that's it for part B of SkyView. Thanks for watching.